It's just gone 4 o'clock. I'm getting Raby Bay ramp. And again, first plan is to drop some crab pots, and then I'm going to go and have a look for some cuttlefish. Should be about the right time of year for them to be in. We'll just see how we go. And after that, I might have a bit of a troll.
I've been hearing reports that the cuttlefish are starting to turn up in the bay, mostly from prawn trawlers who've been catching them as bycatch. But at the same time, I've had a few people tell me that they've gone out to target them and come up empty-handed. After dropping the pots, I headed for the area where I had luck in finding cuttlefish the last couple of years. Since it was still dark, I switched on the underwater lights and the spotlight that shines down onto the rear deck, lighting up the water around me. If there were any cuttlefish hanging around near the boat, the light would attract them. I stuck with it until just after sunrise, but no luck at all. Time to move on to Plan B. Plan B was to troll up towards Harries, get some live bait when I got there, and see what Harries had to offer in the way of fishing.
This is just a bait needle. Need that for threading this through the bait. Just in his anal vent. And we're going to try and come up here. We want to come out through his mouth, just like that. That's it. Just there we go. That hook in there is just a tiny little bit too big for these this size garfish. Now this should come apart. How does this come apart? There we go. That's got him. And line his eye socket up. Okay, push that through his eye socket. Be easier if I break the beak off, I think. There we go. But you've got to put that through there. That holds it in there firmly. There we go. That's got that together. Okay, that's swimming nicely. Yeah, I'm swimming nicely. Let's let him out a bit. So about that far should do.
I've had the downrigger off my bait for a bit over a year now, waiting to get some sea deck on the gunnels to protect the gel coat from crab pots when I pull them up. Getting that took a lot longer than expected, to say the least. But taking the downrigger off has had an unexpected benefit. When I put the downrigger back on the boat, I put it on the other side of the boat to what it was on. Having the downrigger on the port side not only puts some weight on the other side of the boat when I'm by myself, but it's much easier for me to look over my shoulder to the left and check the downrigger than it is to swivel around and check the downrigger beside me to the right. This is the second trip out since I replaced the downrigger, and it's the first time that I'm using it.
Okay, well, something's tripped this, but I don't think we've got anything worthwhile on it. Oh no, we got a little grinner. Oh dear, of course we did. What would a trolling session be without a grinner?
The auto-up feature on the downrigger is just great. You set the 0 point on the line so that the downrigger ball stops just below the surface of the water, and having it stop just below the surface of the water ensures that the ball won't swing around and hit the side of the boat if it's rocking a bit.
Ooh. Okay, this has come out again. Oh, got something there. Might be another grinner. Not fighting hard. Yep, that's what he is. Another grinner. A fairly big one though. Still okay to go back in. Oh, we've had popped again. If there's anything on it, it's only a little grinner. I don't think there's anything on it. Alright. Another hit since I last saw you. I might see if I can get some live bait. Put it down there in case we decide to go again after.
Unfortunately, a lot of other people had the same idea, and Harries was fairly crowded. So after getting some live bait, I proceeded onto the foul ground. As you can see from the sounder screen, I found a large school of live bait, so I was able to spot lock over it and pull them up very quickly.
That's a good string. Oh, lost him. Oh, someone's bleeding. You're right down the neck. You're the one that's bleeding.
Being able to catch strings of 3 or 4 at a time allowed me to fill the live bait tank in short order. Well, I didn't really fill it, but I had as many as I thought I would need for the short time that I had to use them.
Oops, Isaac. He gone.
Things were better at the foul ground. There were only 2 other boats there when I turned up, and they were well away from the show that I found on my sounder. There was a little bit of current running, so I decided to put a Klik Sinker on to make sure the bait swam down to the bottom and stayed there. I put the Klik Sinker on the wind-on leader so that the fish could swim away, and the wind-on leader is about 5 metres long, so as that pulled through the sinker, the fish could swim around about 5 metres from the sinker. I find the Klik Sinkers are very useful. They save a lot of time by letting me adjust the weight without having to cut the line.
Oops, we're on. I'm down a camera. Bit of head shake here. Yeah, little squire. As he hooked, yeah, he's hooked pretty good. It's going to be legal. Just shy, 34. Yeah, ambitious taking the hook, taking the livey. First fish on the boat, little squire, 34 centimetres, so just undersized. He's back. Okay, on again. I still haven't changed the battery in that other camera. Well, this feels like it might be a better fish. Lots of head shakes about it. Oh yeah, he's a better fish. Is he hooked all right? Yeah, I think I can lift him. Yes, certainly decent fish that time. Definite keeper. He coming home for dinner. Okay, what are we here? 42. So 42 centimetres. Nice fish this time. Good condition on him. So, better brain spike him and get him on ice. Just leave him in the bleeding bag for a few minutes to bleed out while I get this other line back in. How's this one going? Oh, we have got something. We're playing possum. Head shakes. Putting up a bit of a fight. Oh, yeah. Yep, he'll come home for dinner. How well's he hooked? Oh, good enough to lift, I think. He might even be a little bit bigger than the last one. Come on, settle down. I'll see how big you are. Okay, that's got you. 44. 44, I think that's about the same as the last one. Okay, second keeper. Oops. Second keeper, 44 centimetres. He'll come home to eat as well. Okay. Brain spike him. It's the most humane way to kill him. And cut his throat so he can bleed out. Get that out of the way, this other one can go on ice now. I have to bring that other one in and check the bait on him. Yeah, I think the bait's gone. Oh no, bait's still there. Alright. In that case, I think he needs to go a bit more weight on him. Put another sinker on him. What will we do this time? An 8. That'll do. Oh dear, we've got something on that other one again. Yep, we have. Just got to get this Klik sinker clicked up. Another nice fish. Ooh, he's even nicer, I think. Oh, what's he doing? What is he? What is he? Oh, shark. Once he started to dance around the boat, I knew he wasn't a snapper. I want my hook back. That was a waste of 2 good baits, that was. And I'm getting low.
And if you're using a snell rig with live bait, I always make sure I put the hook closest to the rod in the nose of the fish and the hook furthest from the rod towards the tail. That makes sure that if there's a bit of current, the fish is always facing into it and it'll live longer that way. If you need to hold the fish in a rag to prevent it slipping through your fingers, then use a wet rag so you don't do too much damage to the fish. Again, that'll help it live longer.
Oops. Whatever it was bit me off. The shark's moving in, I guess. Yep. Bit the whole thing off. Well, see now I get this one down. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. I shouldn't have let go of that, should I? Oh dear. Oh dear. How did I manage to do that?
The mistake I made here was that the clicker was not engaged on the overhead when I put it down to grab the spin reel. In the excitement, I totally forgot that the overhead was in free spool.
Alright, that's unfishable for the rest of the day. I have to go home and sort that out.
Since I considered that the paternoster rig was working better, I cut it off the now useless overhead and tied it to the spin reel to replace the rig that was bitten off.
We're on again. Oh. Undersize. Undersize this one, I think. 34.
Here, I'm putting a 6-bar Troll Pro octopus hook through the mouth and out through the bony part of the nose just in front of his eyes. Then the 8-bar Troll Pro circle hook goes through about 2/3 of the way towards the tail. Make sure the offset of the circle hook is so the point is upwards. Make sure there are no scales stuck to the point of either hook. Make sure the line between the hooks is loose.
Can't go around this other side now. Another bloody shark.
If you're running out of live bait, keep an eye on your sounder. You'll quite often see bait schools in the fishing grounds.
There we go.
I was talking to Frank at Mr. Bait about my lack of success with slow pitch jigging, as you would have seen in the last episode, and he suggested that I try these soft plastic vibes. Well, I haven't had success with any soft plastics either. Caught fish on them, but never any keepers. But anyway, I got these three to give it a go. Well, nothing ventured, nothing gained. And I've not tried vibes before, so I thought they might be worth a shot.
Wow, that didn't take long. Oops, hadn't hooked him well though. Bugger. Try again.
Well, I was certainly impressed with the vibes. First drop, got a fish on. Now, I had left it too late. I was that busy with the bait fishing that by the time I got around to trying the vibes, the bite had died off. I wasn't getting any bites on the bait either. So I can't blame the vibe for not catching anything after that. But by Jove, I was impressed that on the first drop, I hooked a fish. Even if I didn't hook him well enough to get him into the bait, he jumped off beside the bait, and I didn't really get a good look to see what he was. But that was a fish on the first drop. I was happy. Going to be trying that again for sure. By the time I left the foul ground, several other boats had turned up, and looking around for another good show on the sounder was going to be more difficult than I cared for.
Now, what have we? Anything? Doesn't look too good. Oh, here we've got one in there at least. There's a big one. But just the one. Well, that's promising. Well, it's only had a few hours' sake, so an overnight might do better. And no need to measure you. You're legal. Now this had the tuna in it. I've got a Jenny in it. And keeper buck, I think. I guess Blake will be a keeper, but I'll just check him. Yep, he's definitely. At least a Jenny, I think. And another buck. Another keeper buck. This is the take home from the day. Got the 2 snapper that I kept and just the 3 crabs, but I am getting a bit of an idea where they might be. And just to show you that, I've got a Chernobyl crab in Fukushima, whichever way you want to look at it. Haven't had one of them in years. Seen them on Facebook from time to time, but that's the first one I've had in a long time.
Well, that's it for this episode. I thank you very much for taking the time to watch it. I hope you learnt something from it. Until next time, good fishing.